Hi Gemini, welcome to your monthly reading for November 2024. So I hope that you're doing well. I hope that October treated you well. Just a reminder that I am still doing the daily written tarot and oracle card readings available on Instagram and on the YouTube community page. Info will be in the description box for that where relevant. And also if you want a personal reading, see the description box for info on that as well. So for your pre-reading meditation, it felt interesting. I don't know if it'll sound interesting, but it felt interesting. The first thing I saw was a crown, and the word that came in with that was ruler. I saw the Emperor card in the tarot as well, and I got the sense that you were taking your control back in a situation. There's a sense that you are going to be making the decisions here. Everything is by your rules. You get the final say. But just beware, maybe this is only for one person. Don't let it get to your head. Don't let the power get to your head. You know, where people can be in power and in control, and then somebody puts one step wrong and they're like off with their head. You don't want to get into that vibe. You know, if you are in charge of others, be a benevolent leader or ruler. You know, have everyone's best interests at heart. So we're going to get into it for you today. We're going to start off with a message from the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle deck. This is a new deck that I bought a few weeks ago as a birthday gift to myself. So I have been using it, but I'm not 100% familiar with it yet. But the time felt right. I was like, okay, yep, I feel ready to use it in the readings now for the channel. We're going to wrap it up at the end with a message from the Isis Oracle. So what do we need to know for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising for November 2024? What do we need to know for you guys, Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising, please? Right, you have Creature of Fire, choose freedom. That is a very, very unusual looking creature. Some sort of human-animal hybrid. We'll find out what it is in the book, possibly. Let me get your tarot cards out first, and then I'll get the message from the book as well. So hopefully you can hear me clearly. I feel like I'm mic'd up in a bit of a weird way today, so we'll find out when I listen to the playback. But anyway, right, Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know for November, please? So we have for you... Right, this is going to be your main energy. We've got the Lovers there as well. It's, excuse me, it's always fascinating when the King and Queen of Swords come out together like that. Okay, bear with me, Gemini. I don't know what it is with this batch of readings. I'm not ill or anything, but I keep losing my voice as soon as I begin the reading. So give me a second. Okay, hopefully I've cleared my throat enough now. Right, so that's going to be your main energy. Actually, let's cover that up for now. Just neaten everything up a little bit. And let's look at this message in the book here. I'm just looking at the cards generally to get a general gist of it. But yeah, let's get on with the book. So, Creature of Freedom. So it says, look at you riding up on your own white horse. You are a leader. Love it. It corresponds with the, the leadership part of the pre-reading meditation. Your vision for personal liberation is clear. Your passion is fired up and are full steam ahead. Your enthusiasm and confidence are magnetic in matters of love. Not surprised with the Ace of Cups and the Lovers card there. In matters of love, you may not be able to distinguish love from lust, and you may not care. This energy is irresistible. In matters of career, your lust for life is propelling you forward. Get ready for change. The moment is ripe to make a shift happen. The ancestral memory says the creature of fire is the animal spirit lion. Okay, so lion. Never would have guessed if I'm being honest with you, but okay. Umboya Nahanda channeled a Mahandaro, an ancestral line spirit, in her battle against the colonizers of Zimbabwe. Ancestral medicine says, "My beautiful child, sometimes your intense, fiery energy can be all over the place. You are quick to anger. Get grounded, go to nature and put your feet in the earth, the sand, or the ocean. Touch grass. It's great to be bursting with energy, but calm down and take a moment. You are doing too much." That's just reminded me of when I said, don't let power go to your head. Anyway, the shadow aspect. So if the card was reversed, I'll read it anyway, even though it's not. Frustration is the energy of the moment as you are unsure of how or why to move ahead. You are filled with fear. You have been asking, what if I reveal my true self? What if you don't is the real question, and the tarot correspondence is the Knight of Wands. The declaration says, I am on fire, I make it happen. And I'm going to have to clear my throat again, so give me a second. Okay, so Knight of Wands. There is quite a feeling of Leo energy here, if I'm being honest. Like, even when the whole concept of the crown, king of the jungle, isn't it? The line is the king of the jungle, leadership. And then the Six of Wands is, I believe it's Leo energy as well. So let's get into it for you. So we've got the Six of Wands with the Lovers here. I can see why I would have said at the beginning that someone may be taking their power back, especially if it's in a romantic relationship, but it could be any relationship or situation. If I can see the flames going out, I'll relight that in a second. If there's a connection here where it hasn't felt like it's going your way or well or the way you want it to, there would be a need to take your power back, wouldn't there, and to make the change. I'm just going to relight the candle. Okay, so just thinking, because I'm struggling to keep my throat clear, like even when I was lighting the candle, then I paused the video, I'm still trying to clear my throat. And I don't know if you felt, yeah, okay, yeah, you may have felt like you lost your voice and you had to see, I can't get my voice clear. You had to get your voice back in a situation. You've got the King and Queen of Swords, and that would correspond to that, about using your voice. And yeah, so let's clarify first of all, anyway, let's clarify the Six of Wands and the Lovers. So Six of Wands and the Lovers, what do we need to know for... Well, communication again with the Ace of Swords about getting your voice back. Sometimes for me, when I see the King and Queen of Swords, it can be a bit of a power struggle. It will depend on what comes out. This is going to be past energy for you, but depending on what comes out, we'll find out if there has been a power struggle between you and someone else. So we've got the Ace of Swords with the Page of Pentacles. It feels like a limitation on how you are able to express yourself physically, obviously vocally, but physically as well. Anything else? Someone may have felt like they weren't able to express what they love. And I mean, obviously, the card says choose freedom, doesn't it? But okay, this is good with the Chariot here. Okay. All right, okay. So that pre-reading meditation might have been more, for some at least, an instruction of what needs to happen if it isn't already happening, in terms of that getting your power back, because the Five of Swords is a loss of power, whereas the Ace of Swords is where you have your power, you have your beliefs, you know who you are, you're able to stand up for yourself. But that Page of Pentacles there, it feels unsure. And then with the Chariot, I often say, looking at this particular charioteer, she's looking backwards. So when you're looking backwards, it's almost a bit of uncertainty, and she's looking at the Page of Pentacles, who's child energy. So it's almost feeling like not quite knowing how to move forward, possibly. As I say, whether it's a relationship or just in the pursuit or expression of something that you love, it's a feeling of a bit of being held back, so it can't reach its fullest potential or be the most successful. But someone may feel like they've been silenced. As I said, if you can't express yourself physically, that is a way of kind of being silenced, isn't it? Or restricted at the very least. So let's look at the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords now. I'll leave those like that actually. So King of Swords, Queen of Swords. What do we need to know for them as a past energy? Is that Sagittarius? Yep. Knight of Wands is there. Eight of Pentacles. The first thought that is coming to mind with this is two different approaches, like two different, I mean, you've got two different people there anyway, but two different approaches. So whether it was a romantic relationship or a working relationship, you've got the Knight of Wands here, who can be the energy of someone who does whatever the hell they want without giving a shit what other people are doing. So maybe not the best team player. And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles energy, which is someone who can be quite dedicated, puts in all the effort, is focused. So that's one message that's coming through already. Trying to stop them from falling on the floor. Right, we have the Three of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. Let's get one more. Could be a family situation, yeah. Could be a family situation as well. It's like, you know when we watch programs, and I'm trying to clearly think of the example now, where someone will say, oh, that person carried the whole show on their back or something. If it's a relationship or whatever situation it is, it's almost like someone, possibly you, carried the weight of everything on their shoulders. For me, that Three of Wands, I'm seeing it a couple of ways. It can connect to that Knight of Wands energy, say where one person was very much about doing their own thing and not focused on what they should have been focused on in the situation, and kind of focused on other things. It could also be the energy where the person who's carrying the weight of things is kind of sick of that shit, and they're looking out thinking there's got to be something better than this. This is insane. I can't do this, because someone's lacking here. Again, I would say it may likely be you, but you know, the roles can be reversed. But there's a sense of lack here in carrying the burden, whereas there's another energy that gets to kind of have their freedom. So I would say the strongest feeling I get is a power struggle between the King and Queen of Swords. So that would be a differing of beliefs, of what you want to happen. Yeah. Right, so let's look at the challenge. We've got the Ace of Cups and the Five of Swords. Again, it's giving the energy of two different approaches. We've got one willing to give their all, and another kind of a selfish energy. A selfish kind of energy of just wanting to do their own thing. As a challenge, it could also be an indicator to you or whoever the person is who's carrying the weight of things to be a bit more selfish, because it can be a need for self-love as well. And the challenge is overcoming that Five of Swords energy to be more, to give yourself more self-love and take care of yourself more, and maybe, as I say, be a little bit more selfish. So we've got the Hierophant. That feels like responsibility. So what wanted to come out, yeah, Nine of Wands. Again, it's carrying the weight of something. That's what that feels like, the struggle. But yeah, the Hierophant, it feels like responsibility, feelings of obligation. It can also be an indicator to learn what needs to be done to make things fairer. Page of Swords. What else? Another thing that comes in here as well with this is, you know, if you were in a job, and this could actually be someone's story, that you're given responsibilities that you're not even trained for, because that could be this situation as well, where it's like you're bearing the weight of things that A, are not your responsibility, and B, you don't even know the role, but you've been given that task anyway. That's another feeling that comes in here. Anything else? We have the Four of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, which for me, it feels like it would be where someone takes on the burden, but they kind of keep it to themselves, how they're feeling about it. And there's also, it's holding on unnecessarily as well. You've got the anxiety card, the Nine of Swords, holding on for a sense of anxiety. Maybe there is something, some element of the situation that feels secure in some way, shape or form. And it's like, well, as long as I keep it going as it is, I'll feel more secure than if I was to do something to change it. Like the thought of changing things or speaking up or saying something feels scarier than holding on and keeping going as it is. Because again, the King of Pentacles is a responsible energy as well. So I'd say the challenge is identifying where things aren't necessarily fair and how to, well, make things fairer for yourself first of all, first and foremost. But obviously you'd probably want to consider everybody's best interest but yourself first and foremost. Where are things not fair for you? Where are you not getting the full picture or taking things on that you shouldn't have to take on? Where are you restricted? Are you keeping feelings to yourself as well? Are you trying to hold things together? Let's see what else comes out. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is the external influences. 10 of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups. So this is making me think. This is okay. I was just listening to some music as I was setting up, and I listened to, God, why can't I remember the guy's name? I literally just listened to him. James Morrison, You Give Me Something. And there's a line in the song where he says, I never thought that I'd want someone who was someone else's dream. And that line comes to mind, but not in the way that he means it. With that Ten of Pentacles and Knight of Cups as an external influence, are you trying to hold together someone else's dream? That's one thought that comes to mind, because the Nine of Cups is dreams and aspirations. The Ten of Pentacles is long-term, like a long-term legacy, being committed to something. Are you committed to your dream, your legacy, though? Because as an external influence, it almost feels like maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're committed to someone else's dream. Again, whether it's in a relationship, you're doing it, playing it by someone else's rules, or whether it was a business partnership or something, and you kind of making someone else's dream a reality. Again, as an external factor, it could be the feeling of needing to identify, feeling the pressure, well, not pressure, but, you know, feeling the need to identify what your dream is. So let's see, Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. We have the Empress, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Emperor. I still can't help asking if you're supporting someone else's dream, but at your own detriment, because there's nothing wrong with that, but it's when it's at your detriment that it becomes a problem. I can't help asking that question. Anything else? Do you need to open up more in a situation and be more vulnerable and express what your dream is? Two Truths, Two of Swords. And we also have the Six of Wands. I mean, obviously we can be happy for other people's success and support them and celebrate it with them as well. But again, that whole thing about it being, is it at your detriment, or is it like you're having to put your life and your dreams on hold for someone else? I would say the key point for the external factors overall is to identify what your dreams are, what your idea of success is in general. Whatever the situation is here, that's important. And being willing to be open about that and to make it known, to work towards it. Because you deserve fulfillment as well. Okay. It's really interesting because I'm getting different things coming in as well. Where I just keep looking at the way the Emperor's looking across there, the Page of Cups. At first it felt like a message where the Empress was the one that was probably neglecting her dreams to follow the Emperor's, whatever the Emperor was doing. But now I'm almost looking at it. Well, I'll still stand by that and also say, looking at the Emperor with the Page of Cups there, it's like the Empress. Now it's looking like the Empress is off doing her thing, and it's almost like the Emperor wants to be vulnerable and let her be a part of what his dream is. So you take it as you will. You'll know which is which. But either way, you got to identify what your dreams are and what success is to you in this. I don't know if as well with the Empress, the Page of Cups and the Emperor, if there is anything family related between a couples, people who are married or something, and there's kids, and someone may feel a bit neglected. You know, for example, say if there's a new baby or something like that, or say if one of the parents, I mean, we typically assume it would be the mother, but it doesn't have to be. If one of the parents is heavily focused on the kids and all the other family members and stuff, and the partner is feeling a bit out of place, neglected or out of place, to be honest, that comes to mind too. And it's like it's the contemplation of, well, I thought we were in this together, but I feel like I'm an outsider here. It's like you're getting on with it by yourself and I'm just an outsider. What's the point of me even being here? So that could be an individual message for someone as well. If you've got a partner, are you on the same page? I think is one thing that I would ask here. So this is what you need to be more aware of. Why is the Emperor and Empress showing up so much here? What you need to be more aware of, you've got the Two of Pentacles and the Emperor together. This would be the initial message that comes in, is the pre-reading meditation about having the power in your hands. Like literally they're holding two pentacles in their hand. He's holding, I don't even know what that is in his hand, but the Emperor, the crown. You have the power to decide, don't you? We've got the Fool there, which kind of almost feels like this Knight of Wands energy about the freedom to choose. I feel like I say that so much, the freedom to choose. It's like my catchphrase, isn't it? Right, we've got the Five of Wands. I would say one thing you have the freedom to choose is how to deal with challenges and conflicts. And bullshit as well, for some reason, comes into things. Like if you're in a situation where there's a lot of just, like say if you were the boss of a company or something, and the employees are just carrying on with a load of shit, you know, you get to choose and decide how you deal with that and address that with them. And rein everybody in, possibly. That may be a message for someone, actually, that they need, that's something that they need to do, is rein everybody in, or decide how to rein everybody in. If you previously were a harsh boss, you may need to show more compassion. I did say, didn't I? Don't let it go to your head. And then we've got the King of Cups, who is compassionate. We've got the Star here. We have the Seven of Wands and the Four of Swords. I would say, well, one thing that comes to mind with the Star, the Seven of Wands and the Four of Swords, something about protecting your dreams. Your dreams, your desires, your aspirations are sacred. It feels like a protective vibe with that. But overall, again, with the Emperor, it's about the choices. You get to decide. Whatever situation you're involved in, you do have the power. You get to decide. You get to choose what happens, what you do. Maybe what others do as well. So looking at the Page of Wands as a potential future energy, ooh, that is kind of a freedom energy. That's an escape, that is. Page of Wands, Seven of Swords. That looks like an escape. Escape to freedom. Let's see what we get for that. do I really want to take that many cards? I will take them, yes. That is a lot. Well, it's about the amount I need anyways, and I think I need one more. Let's get one more after that Ten of Pentacles. So you've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords. So, as I said, it does look like a bit of an escape. And a new path as well, and it does feel risky. I'm not going to lie, with the Seven of Swords there, it would feel risky. And the Page of Swords is, I know that the Knight of, sorry, did I say Swords? And Page of Wands. The Knight of Wands probably is more of the risk taker, 100%, but the Page of Wands is also quite curious as well, so they don't have to have a plan. So there is something risky about it, but there is a sense of freedom. It's change here. I feel there would be something telling you here, future-wise, where you're letting go of the past or letting go of something from the past. It could be a past commitment, possibly with that Ten of Pentacles there. I'm getting the words growing up. I know we've got the Page of Wands there, but then we've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords, and there's something about growing up here. So you may be becoming more assertive about a particular situation, more focused on your desires and thinking about what you actually want. And it's, I guess, assertive. I was thinking more in control, but I guess assertive, where, you know, like if previously, if whenever you have an idea or an aspiration, somebody shoots it down and it gets to you. This is an energy where you wouldn't give a shit what anybody had to say about your dreams. It's like you could be the craziest idea on the planet, and if someone criticizes it, you don't care. You're just going to do what you're going to do anyway. But you might need to, there might be letting go of some fears, but there's definitely something about the past that needs to let go of. It might even be that what you previously felt was your legacy, or again, if you were kind of working with somebody else's dream or legacy, you kind of loosen the reins on that or let go of that to focus on to give more energy to what your legacy is and what the commitments are that you want to commit to. So that's a future energy, but it is a strong escape. It's just, the word escape specifically is coming to mind. I don't know why I get the feeling for someone as well that as a future energy, I'd say it feels kind of quick as well, actually. Because of that, what the Wands and the Swords, they're quick energies. So it could be pretty quick. Wow. Okay, you've got Two of Wands there, Seven of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. So Seven of Pentacles is a longer term energy, but something could change quite dramatically within a couple of weeks, possibly. Anytime from the time you watch the video to within a couple of weeks, there could be a decision that's made that's quite dramatic. And then obviously the whatever happens following on from that will be longer term. But yeah, something about 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. So that could be at the point you watch the video, between then and 2 weeks. Okay. Oh, I think, what was I saying? That whatever you do, you might be looked at as like a crazy person. You might make a decision where people are like, what? You did that? Really? That's not like you. Anyway, Two of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles as your guidance. Again, you get to choose. You get to choose what you invest your time, energy and effort into. You get to choose what you commit to. And that came up in the, was it yesterday's daily tarot reading or the previous day? So I'm recording this on the 25th of October. So 23rd or 24th of October message. I mean, I record them as a message that day, but they are timeless. I accept that it's timeless now. So it might be relevant to someone a week later or whenever they see it. Anything else you need to know here for that Two of Wands? See, the Ace of Cups is back. The Ace of Cups was in the challenge and it's back now. And there's that freedom energy again with the Ace of Cups. Obviously, that is where you want the Ninth Cup. It's where you you kind of know what you need to fulfill you to feel fulfilled, or you have an idea of how you want to feel at the very least, and you're going towards that. You're leaving behind anything that kind of is lacking. Temperance. So things will be more harmonious, but there's also a creative energy with temperance as well. The Death card, changing things up big time. Watch out for when, I would say, when Pluto moves into Aquarius as well, which happens on the 19th of November. I mean, we're in Scorpio season at present as I'm recording this. But yeah, watch out for when Pluto goes into Aquarius, because that will be not exactly 2 weeks, probably more like 3 weeks after this video is put out. But watch out for that. That might be significant as well. And we have the Hermit. So you could there's definitely a sense of being off on a new journey. And I think it's encouraging you, because this is advice. It's encouraging you, if you feel like there's a new journey you want to pursue, and something you want to commit to and put your time and energy into, that would feel fulfilling to you. It sparks your creative energy. Something about it feels harmonious. Go off on that journey. I'll be honest, because the Death card and the Hermit are there could potentially be something about awakening. An awakening for someone coming up. Yeah, there could be something about an awakening coming up. But just the journey in general, it's encouraging you to choose the path. How do you decide what you feel, what you want to feel, or what you feel will fulfill you, and assess if you're going to commit to that, if you want to commit to that path. Okay, let's get you a final card of advice from the Isis Oracle. I don't use this deck enough, and I've not unfortunately, I've got the pocket version. I can't remember if I intended for it to be the main big deck, and I didn't realize when I was ordering it, but I actually really like this deck. The messages are intense. Like I did manage to find a copy of the full meanings, the full meanings from the book, and they are really intense, to be honest. Like, after reading one message for one card, it feels like a lot, but I really like these are sort of summarized, so I suppose it makes life easier. But I think I am going to get the full deck and use it more often, because I love them. Anyway, final advice for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. Oh, love that. So we have life restored. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of you or your life you thought to be dead is being revived and will flourish back into life. Just as the phoenix rises from the fire, love that, transitioning from death into life, so too will you rise again, healed and renewed. I love that message. So again, just that thought of, if you were following somebody else's legacy or supporting someone else's dream, maybe you've got an old dream that kind of comes back to life here now as well. So I'm going to leave it there for you. Again, if you want to see info about personal readings, or excuse me, about the daily tarot readings on Instagram or the YouTube community page, that will be in the description box as necessary. Other than that, I hope November goes well for you. I'll be back for the mid-monthlies, and I may be back with some shorts on YouTube and Instagram for like Pluto going into Aquarius, full moon, etc. We'll see what happens. But until I see you again, take care.